the Accord, you know. They had just...
In 600 meters, turn left onto Oscar Mayer Strasse, B466.
I'm out with a new model. It was about 20 G's. And I was like, you know, I'm sick of rolling around here. You know, at first I had like a sidekick, you know, a Suzuki sidekick.
Oh,
Suzuki made cars.
I remember those.
Sidekick, and I was like, man, I need some luxury. You know what I mean? I'm starting to make money. You know, let's go down here and get this Honda Accord. Kim, she was my wife, but she was my girlfriend at the time, so we went down there. Place on, I think it was La Cienega. They had a Honda spot, and I just went in there and bought a black Honda Accord. Cash.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a pretty reasonable car. But you didn't go crazy.
I only had 20 G's, so if I'd had 40, I'd have bought, you know, probably a BMW, you know what I mean, 3 Series or something. So, you know, at the time, it was the first cool thing I was able to buy and not sweat it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the key, is to buy it and not sweat it.
Turn left onto Oscar Mayer Strasse, B466.
Right. Yeah. You know, if you're buying it and you're sweating it still, you're like, damn. I remember one day, I remember Dre and Yella, they got checks. I think they got checks for like $35,000. Next thing I seen them, they both had Vets, I think, Corvettes. And I was like, how much you pay? 31. How much you pay for yours? 33. I'm like, y'all broke now. So what? We look good.
It's funny, but that's the temptation, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you only live once, and we know.
In 400 meters, at the roundabout, take the second exit onto Bürgermeisterreiger Strasse, B466.
A lot of people that die young, and so it's kind of like, get it while the getting is good.
Yeah. It's also you're young. When you're young, when I first started making money, my manager thought I had a gambling problem. And he called me up and said, are you having a gambling problem? Because he knew how much money I was burning through. Mm-hmm. I go, no, man, I'm eating lobster every night. Yeah. I'm like, I'm eating steak and lobster. I'm taking my friends out. Like, I'm spending money.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you do, you know, and it feels good.
Yeah, it feels good.
It feels good to finally be able to treat and not, you know, worry about what it's going to look like.
That's the big thing, is the worry. I remember the first check I got a check from Disney for a development deal from Disney in like 1993. And when I got the check, it was like weight lifted off my shoulders. It was like, like I could look at my bank account. I go, I got money in the bank account.
Yeah.
I could pay the bills. Like, I don't have to think about the bills right now. And it was like I was lighter. Like,
without a doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, it does weigh on you when you can't. When you don't know exactly where the money's going to come from. You know, the bill's here. You know when you got to pay it, but you really don't know exactly how it's all going to come together. You know, you hope the universe bless you with an opportunity.
Yeah.
And so...
In 300 meters, at the roundabout, take the second exit and stay on Bürgermeisterreiger Strasse, B466.
Not have that worry. It is a weight lifted off, you know, and I wish more people could feel the weight lifted off. But there's another thing. The more you make, the more you spend. So sometimes the weight comes back on. You know what I mean? The weight comes back on.
And then you have employees. That's another weight. That's a different weight. That's like you think about other people's families.
Yes.
You're making money for them too.
Yeah. You know, you really, you know, that's why I don't do nothing crazy. You know, I'm not in the skydiving, nothing like that, you know. I'm definitely not going down in no damn submarine.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Titanic. I don't do...
In 400 meters, turn right onto Nürnberger Strasse, B466.
I don't take those crazy chances because, you know, I got generations depending on me.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you got to take that responsibility serious because you never know when others in my family bloodline or whatever are going to be able opportunities that I have, you know, even though my son.
Turn right onto Nürnberger Strasse, B466.
O'Shea Jr., you know, he's working constantly. He's in Spain right now.
Yeah, he is. That's
Yeah.
That's amazing that he's.
Continue on B466 for 2 kilometers.
Carrying on. That's beautiful.
It is.
That must make you very proud.
Man, it's like the best. One guy asked me, you know, how does it feel seeing your son, you know, straight out of Compton and does so well? I said, it's like winning the Super Bowl on a team and then your son comes and win the Super Bowl for that same team. That's the feeling. I don't know if anybody has ever had that feeling, but it seems like that's how I feel. It's like I won with NWA and he won with NWA.
That's amazing. And what a perfect person to play. I mean, who would be better to play you? It's
Exactly.
perfect. It's perfect.
I mean, before he, you know, decided to take the movie, I would take him on tour with me, and we was doing that anyway. He would jump on stage. He would do Dope Man.
Continue on B466 for 2 kilometers.
You know, I'm like, yo, this is my son, you know. And I'm like, man, he got that swagger up here. You know what I mean? Remind me of a young me. Okay, so when it was time to do the movie, when it was really a go, I went to him and I said, hey man, this NWA movie looked like it's gonna go. He was like, cool man, that's good luck man, that's great. Like, hold on. I said, I want you to play me. He was like, okay. And I'm like, that was too easy. You know what I mean? That was like, you know, he was like, okay. And he just kept on walking. I'm like, wait a minute. And then I said, I got to see if he's serious or he's just, you know, saying okay just to say okay. But it's a hell of a lot of work. So I started putting him through the ringer a little bit. You know, I was like, hey man, we got an acting coach for you. You know, LA, you need to go down there on Thursday. You know, you need to be there at this time. That boom, boom, boom. Like, oh, all right. And he would go, and I'm like, okay, he's starting to go. But is he just going? Is he participating? Is he into it? You know, boom. So I said, I'm gonna try something else. I sent him to New York to a guy for you know, training, acting. I'm like, I'm send him all the way to New York and see if he'll do that, because that's when he'll bail and be like, I got something to do. So he got on the plane, flew to New York, worked with this cat, flew back. Now when he flew back, I was checking him out, seeing what he was doing. You know, we was far from actually casting a movie at that time. And then he was like, he came up, he was like, I'm gonna go work with my coach today. I'm like, what? He said, yeah, me and my acting coach, we're gonna get together, we're gonna do a couple little things. So I'm like, he's into it. Yeah. So then I let him do that. So now I have to approach Gary Gray. Now, Gary Gray is the director of Straight Outta Compton. He also directed Friday, and he directed It Was a Good Day. You know, these are some of my biggest projects. And when I told him, he was like, yeah, man, this is cool, you know. He was thinking about who he gonna get to play him. I said, okay, guess who I want to play Ice Cube? He's like, who? I said, my son. He was like, Cube. I said, what the fuck, man? I thought we was making a real movie, man. I said, motherfucker, we are making a real movie. What you talking about? I said, he's gonna be great in it. He's gonna be great. If you get the part, he'll have to audition and Universal will sign off on him. But you're gonna work with him, just like John Singleton worked with me. You know what I mean? John put me in Boys in the Hood. I didn't act. I wasn't no actor.
In 300 meters, at the roundabout, take the third exit and stay on Nürnberger Straße, B466.
Just a rapper, and he saw something in me, put me in the movie, and he helped me through it, and the rest is history. And you're gonna do the same thing. And he was like, so, make a long story short, it's audition time, screen test time. Now, my son going there, and he said he got pissed off.
Exit the roundabout onto Nürnberger Straße.
Cause it's 5 other fucking Ice Cube.
Continue on B466 for 13 kilometers.
In audition. It's like these dudes think they're about to take this. He said, man, I felt like I had the family name on my back. I had to go in there and house this shit. And he said, you know, when he left the screen test, Donna Langley from Universal called me. I was like, your son's great. He was actually the best one. And we're going to sign off on it. Wow. Yeah. It's cool. Cool story.
That's a great story. It's a great story the way you made him do it, too. That's so smart.
He worked harder than any of the other actors, like 2 years of grinding. Because, you know, the coach's son always, he did it the worst.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was no different on this movie. Of course. I had to make sure that he won, and he set up himself for a career in this game.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Your whole career, like, what's one of the things that's so fascinating about your career is, like, there was never anyone like you before that did what you did. You went from gangster rap to, like, family movies.
Yeah.
Like, no one's ever done that. And then sports entertainment. Like, you branched out into so many things, but the key part of it that people need to understand today is when you guys came out, when NWA came out, the whole world went, what the fuck?
Yes.
The whole world. I remember I was in Revere, Massachusetts. I was on an elliptical machine at the gym. And a friend of mine told me, you gotta listen to this shit. And I had a cassette Walkman.
Yeah.
So I'm there with a cassette Walkman on an elliptical machine, listening to Straight Outta Compton, going, holy shit. Like, this is wild. There was nothing like that before that. And I remember, like, laughing while I was riding the elliptical. I'm like, these guys are out of their fucking minds. This is crazy. And then there was, like, the Tipper Gore shit where
Yes.
Al Gore's wife was trying to censor rap music.
The PMRC, Parents Resources Against Music Council, or something like that.
Ugh.
And
That was the Democrats, folks.
that's the reason you have an advisory sticker on the record, because that was the compromise. They were saying, you know, I sent my daughter to the record store to buy a record. She came home with the fucking 2 Live Crew. I know this shit was gonna be like this. You know, so, you know, the compromise from the record industry was, we'll put a parental advisory sticker on the record so if a parent was buying a record for Christmas, you know, parents was like, I want Too Short, you know what I mean? They go buy the Too Short record, put it in, and they like, what the hell? So we were the first group to put that sticker on our records. We were the very first group because Priority Records designed that parental advisory sticker. And yep, that sticker. And it was actually, it had to be stuck on the record like a sticker. And they had to go through all our records in every record store and put the sticker on. So the next time we did artwork, we just planted it in the artwork. And then kids wouldn't buy your shit if it didn't have the sticker. It's like people was putting the sticker on clean records.
That's hilarious.
It's like a clean record, not 1 ounce of profanity on it, but they was putting parental advisory because kids was looking at it and it was like, we're sticking with those.
That's hilarious. The opposite effect. It promotes it.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. It promoted it.
2 Live Crew lots of money for the Howard Stern show.
Yes.
And if he just folded and gave into that, there'd probably be no podcast, or it would have taken a lot longer.
Exactly.
To figure this out.
Yeah. It's incredible. It's incredible when you stand up at the moment of truth. Like, it's important for us to stand up at the time that it's going on and not back down and then try to regroup and then go at it. It's really important.
It is
for people to stand up for themselves.
But it's hard.
Yes.
It's hard today more than ever because you get so much pressure. People, like, especially during COVID, people ganged up on people. People were doing the man's work for the man's. Like, who the fuck are you trusting? Like, why are you trusting these people that have been lying forever?
Yeah, man, it was wild during that time. People being bullied into doing things that they didn't want to do. A lot of them didn't want to do it. They did it because of their work or their situations. Or, a lot of them are hurting right now. I know a guy that's been dealing with tinnitus since he got it, and so it's just
fucked up. Quite a few people that got fucked up. Some of them pretty bad. It's just if you wanted to do it in a textbook way, like if it was a conspiracy, that's how I would do it. I'd isolate people, make them stay at home, take away their livelihood, make them scared, give them small checks, and then give them this thing that you got to take to get back to normal. Want to get back to normal? Yeah, go take that. Don't worry, it's safe and effective, safe and effective, safe and effective. And then you have all this pressure, and everyone is yelling at you if you don't do it. If you don't do it, we're not going to get back to normal. And everybody got scared, and everybody just stepped in line. It was strange. It's strange.
Yeah, it was. Stepping in line sometimes is not the way to go.
No, it's not always.
You're trying to prevent, you're trying to make things all smooth and easy and no issues and back to normal and all that. And the world might be back to normal, but are you normal?
Well, you got to be able to make informed decisions.
Yes.
And when you can't make an informed decision, you're being pressured anyway. It's like, how long? And this is the thing that was driving me crazy. Before the election, when Donald Trump was president, all they were talking about is, I'm not going to take the shot. You're going to take a shot that Trump made? Who's going to take that shot? Even Biden was saying it. Who's going to take it? Kamala Harris is saying it. They were all saying it. Don't take that. I would never take that. And then all of a sudden, Biden becomes president. No, you got to take it. Like, is this the same thing? This is the same thing. You know how long it takes to develop a vaccine? This is the same vaccine.
Same one.
You guys were just talking shit.
And, no matter who tried to give it to you at the end of the day, it wasn't ready. It's not ready. 6 months to try to turn this thing into something effective. That was totally,
Experimental.
Totally experimental. And everybody who took it was basically signing up to take an experimental drug. And I'm not anti-vax. I've been vaxxed before. Like,
Me too.
I've had vaccines.
I've had all of them. Everyone I was supposed to get.
Exactly. But those have been, some been around 80 years, some been around 50, 40. And I just wasn't comfortable after 6 months.
I was ready to take it. The UFC allocated 150 vaccines, I think, for all their employees. And this was when we were doing shows during the lockdowns.
Yeah.
So we'd go, there was a COVID bubble, you get tested the day of the event. And I was there, and they said, we got the vaccines, you want to take it? I said, yeah. So I called up the doctor, I said, hey man, can I take it? And they said, yeah, hold on, we'll set it up. I was going to take it like before the show. I thought it was just like a flu shot. Give me that thing. It's normal, right? And they called me up and they say, no, we can't do it until Monday. It has to be done at the clinic. Can you go on Monday? I said, I can't. I go, but I'll be back for another event in 2 weeks. Okay, we'll do it then. had strokes.
Wow.
2 guys I knew.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I was like, okay, what is going on? And then my friend got it and got over it quick. And I was like, what's going on? My real estate lady had it and she didn't even have any symptoms. She tested positive twice. And she's like, well, I got to isolate, but I feel fine. And then I was like, what is this? Is this a death sentence? Or is this like, how many people are asymptomatic?
In 500 meters, at the roundabout, take the first exit onto Spittelgas, B466.
I don't know, like 65% of the people are asymptomatic. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
And then I knew some people that got it and got real sick. But they were fat, or they were out of shape, or they had other problems. And then I knew a few friends who were real healthy that got it. They got wrecked because they didn't take it seriously and they kept working out. So there was a lot of confusion.
Yes.
And, it was a lot of fear. But when I finally got it and I got over quick, and then they started attacking me for taking horse medication, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Shouldn't you be more interested in the fact that this deadly disease hit this 55-year-old dude and he was better in 3 days? Isn't that more interesting? Like, why don't you ask what I took?
Yeah.
Like, why did I get better? What is it? Yeah, I wasn't vaccinated. Yeah, I wasn't vaccinated, but I got over it quick. So what's wrong with that? In any other fucking rational, sane world, when there's a disease and someone goes to a doctor and gets medication for that disease and gets better in 3 days, you go, oh, well, that's a way to get better from that disease.
Yes.
It's not that this is one singular thing that you have to do that I can't even do now because I already have antibodies. Like, this is stupid.
It's crazy. And, the thing is when money is the driving force, and, I don't know if they can even get money off of what you took. You know what I mean? It seems like something that's been around for a long time.
That's just one of the things I take.
And there's no money in it. No new money in it.
Yeah, zero money in it.
So that's really what it's all about. It's not about if it worked or if it's effective. It's about they can't make no money off of it. And we got this new stuff that we can make billions. So that's where the pressure comes from, and that's why they pushing it. That's why you have to think for yourself, because money is driving these people to give you bad advice or give you the wrong advice or to hide solutions and cures and remedies from you. And you gotta, once you peep that out, you have to take a step back and make sure that you're following the money, to make sure it's not
It's just so hard
take
to
you
do
down
in the middle of a pandemic. That's why it was so hard, because everybody was just like locked in their house and scared, especially in California. The attitude in California was so much different than the attitude here. We came to Texas, I'm like, don't have a fucking mask on. This is crazy.
Yeah.
You're just out normal.
Yeah, Cali, they went crazy with it. I was using the mask really as a disguise. So I finally walked through here and nobody asked for a selfie. You know what I mean? Cool. So, I kind of I got the mask in my pocket for that too. Pop it on.
That's a
go to
good
the airport. It's just a disguise now.
Yeah. Well, finally, you can wear a mask.
Yeah,
Any other time.
That's what I turned off too. I was like, they're letting all these people stand around in these stores, walking through these stores with their face covered.
Yeah. And banks.
Yeah, exactly. When is a guy just gonna pull out a pistol? I don't know. They all had masks. We don't know who it was. It was a man. Who's that mask man?
Well, it's happening so often in New York City. They made people take their masks down when they went into stores. They made that a rule so that the camera can get a shot of your face. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
I'm supposed to keep this on to protect everybody.
Well, and then they found out real early that it didn't even work. They knew early that those things were bullshit. But it was a thing that get you to comply with.
Yeah.
And it's also, you did it so you didn't feel like an asshole. If everybody had a mask on, you didn't, you felt like an asshole. So,
Yeah, and people were looking at you like you're the one spreading all the COVID around here.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I knew a guy got sick wearing the mask. Like, he had this cloth mask that he just felt it was the thing that was going to protect him. I'm like, dude, you're breathing in and wash that thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're breathing that. I don't know what you're breathing. You're breathing in last week's,
bad breath.
Yeah, fat burger. Like, dude, you know what I'm I'm saying? Take that off your face.
Yeah, you wouldn't want that on a wound, right? A dirty ass rag over a cut.
It's breathing through it all day, every day.
Getting right in your bloodstream.
So, yeah, we're smoking weed through that thing, man. Take it off.
Yeah, it was just weird. This is a weird time. I saw that you'd have to pass on a movie because you weren't doing that shit.
Yeah. You know, they, strangest thing, you know, say we're doing a movie. I'm like, okay. And then, all the producers in Hollywood decided that they don't want anybody on their movie set that haven't gotten the vaccine.
And what year was this?
This is 2020.
Okay, so it's in the middle of it.
Yeah. I mean, we're coming out of it. I think it might be 21. You know, okay, everything is going back to normal. I believe the news came out during 2020. And so, you know, I never thought it was a producer's mandate. You know, I thought it was a studio mandate. But I think the studios really wanted to have, you know, kind of a little out, so they put it on producers. Like, this is not us. This is this production, that production, this production, that production. I'm like, but it's every production. So you mean tell me every producer in Hollywood has this mandate? Give me a break. It has to come from the studio to hit every producer, because every producer don't think the same. Like,
Right.
some producers, you know, had their own different opinions. So anyway, it was a studio mandate. They put it on individual producers. So producers talking to my people, and they're like, if he don't take it, you know, he can't be in the movie. It's like, it's not taking it. It's not taking it. It's like, okay, can't do the movie. Okay, no problem. Now, I didn't go out telling everybody what happened. I didn't put the word out that I didn't even tell people that I wasn't vaccinated. I didn't tell people not to go get vaccinated. I didn't tell people that I'm not doing this movie because I don't want to be vaccinated. But somehow, some way, the news hit the, you know, I don't know if Hollywood Reporter or somebody put it out that this is why Cube is not doing the movie. And I thought it was chicken shit. Thought it was, you know, it's like, what happened to the HIPAA laws? You know, or OSHA, one of them, I forgot, I think it's HIPAA, you know, where you're not supposed to reveal a person's medical status. And here it is, they print online. And so I just thought it was bullshit, and it just kind of snowballed, you know. I'm like, what they want is for people to tell me I'm stupid. You know what I mean? They want people to tell me, you turning down $9 million, you stupid. You know, I'll do anything for $9 million. How stupid can Cube be? And I don't care about that. You know, it's like, I didn't lose $9 million because I never had it. Like, if you never have some shit, you can't lose it. Okay? You lose it when it's in your bank account, and then you look up and it's gone. You know what I'm saying? But if you never had it, I didn't lose it. It just was never given to me. And so, you know, they try to, you know, put my business in the street, put pressure on me, everybody around me telling me how stupid I am so I can go get vaxxed and say, you know, please let me do the movie. You know, that was never going to happen. I don't care if it was 20 million. That was never going to happen.
And if you got injured from that vaccine, you would have paid that $20 million to be healthy again.
Damn right.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Damn right. There's a lot of people out there that wish they weren't forced into making that decision. And that's where the real lawsuits are going to come from. The real lawsuits, since you can't sue the vaccine companies, they're going to...
Continue on B466 for 33 kilometers.
just proved that they just kind of told them themselves that we got this.
And millions. That's the crazy thing, because all the
Nobody can. And that's what I'm talking about. The gatekeepers. Nobody can talk about it because somebody above them told them on this outlet, that outlet. You know, the NBA, going back to that, you know, I'm just kind of putting it in perspective. schools and rap against people. But first time I really hit the stage, we did this contest called the Best Rappers of the West contest, and we entered our song, and man, we made it all the way to the finals. They did the finals at the Olympic Auditorium in LA. That's where they used to do all the old wrestling matches and fights. So they used to do roller derby there too, Thunderbirds. And so we performed. Dre came, Dre was in the world-class wrecking crew, DJ crew, so everybody there, our family, friends, and they messed up our tape. Like, our music was instrumental, but it was cassette. And when they hit it, it was in the wrong spot. They didn't rewind it, so it was off cue, and then they had to rewind it and then start over. The thrill was gone. We lost. We came in second place. And so that was my first taste of, hitting the stage.
You knew that's what you wanted to do?
I loved it. I had a great time. Yeah, I did. And hanging with Dre more and more. He saw us that night. He knew we had got kind of robbed a little bit. And he was like, we'll let y'all perform at Dudo's, which is the club he DJ'd in Compton. It's right there on Central Avenue. And we went down there, it's a party, full of bloods. It's like full of Compton bloods, Pyrus, all through this place. This is right in their neighborhood. And Trey is like, y'all better be good. Y'all better be good, man. I don't know what they gonna do. They might throw shit at you, might want to fuck you up. Y'all better be good. And that's all he kept saying. So we were like, damn, we gotta think of something clever. We gotta be good. We gotta be good. So we started doing parody raps. We take the hit song and do a dirty version of it. Roxanne was the hit song that was out, UTFO. And we made a song called Diane. And it was a dirty version of it. And it went crazy. It went crazy. So we knew, like, oh damn, this is a style. Like, we can do our own raps hardcore like this. We don't have to try to be, fat boys. We don't have to try to be we can just give it to them raw how they want it. Talk about the neighborhood,
Yeah.
And that's what we start doing.
So that's interesting, like that. So that sort of led to the way the band became, doing that show.
Yeah. And doing that show, I wasn't in NWA. I had my own group. So we started working with Easy. And NWA is actually an all-star group. It's Easy kind of plucking different people from different groups, putting them together and saying, we're gonna huddle up and make these dirty records. And then after we finish, y'all can go back and make y'all clean little records. That's kind of how NWA was formed.
Wow.
Yeah, so they grabbed Dre and Yella from Wrecking Crew. They grabbed me. I was in a group called Stereo Crew. We changed our name to CIA. Criminals in Action, but Lonzo made us call ourselves Crew in Action because he was like, nobody can buy a record that said criminals. so, and then you had Easy, you know what I mean? So we formed NWA.
In 500 meters, at the roundabout, continue straight to stay on B466.
Rain came later. When I went to school, that's when Rain came. MC Rain. So, yeah. And then what happened is we do the record, it blow up, and everybody say, tell their groups, hey man, this shit is popping, and nowhere in the world we all going back to being nobody in our groups. You know what I mean? We got to run with this. And I'm still running with it.
You were always known for your lyrics. You're a great writer. Like, did you always have that ability? Did you write before you wrote lyrics?
Yeah. But, what I did when I was young, the teachers would always ask, like, well, okay, what you do over summer vacation? What you do? write down what you guys do. So mine would be thorough. You know, I would be able to really explain everything that I did, and they were really impressed. My teachers were impressed that I could remember all that and put it in a comprehensive form where they can read, you know, my whole summer really. And so by getting those kind of, you know, extra credit for being good, or, you know, teacher hang your stuff up there, you know, you're like, okay, I can do this. Same with art, you know, and I actually, they had me do a speech during my 6th grade graduation. Like, they asked me, would you go up there and address the graduation class? So, you know, to write in that speech, these things, I knew, okay, I could put words together, and I can speak them in front of a crowd, and it wasn't a nightmare. So when it was time to rap and time to rhyme, which was a couple years later when I turned 14, then I was able to put it together and feel like, okay, I know how to write and I know how to rap, so jump in front of the crowd and get busy.
That's amazing. That's so interesting that's the genesis of your writing, because it makes sense. Because like your writing was always so thorough, well thought out, you know. And when you went solo, that was like very evident. It was very evident. Like, this is great fucking writing. Like the lyrics back then, like that's my favorite era of hip hop. It's like early '90s, late '80s, early '90s, like in the East Coast, like Cool Mo D.
Yeah, prolific.
Yeah.
And set the bar. You know, those guys started to set the bar higher and higher, and you know, you had to keep up to even get attention. So you know, those early pioneers of hip hop, even LL was, you know, amazing lyricist, wordsmith, you know, the original Rock the Bells.
He's another guy that's done everything.
Yeah, he's
movies, TV.
I call him, you know, the hip hop LeBron. You know, he been doing it since he was 15 at the highest level and never came down. You know what I mean? So
it still looks great.
Yeah, still, you know, looks like superstar.
Yeah.
So it's cool, you know, to be friends with these guys that I looked up to so much as a youngster.
There was a weird time, the East Coast versus West Coast shit.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Yeah. It was, you know, people equated to Tupac and shit. I mean, and Bad Boy and Death Row. But it was actually bubbling before that. It was, to me, an industry thing in a way. Like, New York had the throne for so long, and here go, well, at least a decade more. And here comes these West Coast rappers, you know, kind of taking attention away. And so the industry people, it started to bubble up with them that, yo, we're doing real hip hop, they're just doing gangster records, you know. And so that started to kind of get into the artists, you know what I mean? That sentiment started to poison the artists. And an artist named Tim Dog did a song called Fuck Compton, like out of nowhere. He was like, damn, we like New York, why y'all, you know, why he take a shot? And nobody really rebutted him, like, you know, they kind of let it slide. And then more and more artists start taking shots here and there. And then the thing with Bad Boy and Death Row, he kind of just took it over the top. It just made it, because they were the hottest labels. We had the hottest label on the East Coast battling
like when you were touring on the East Coast in the middle of all that shit?
I mean, it was always love, you know. I mean, some fans took sides, but most of it was, you know, industry stuff, and they were kind of caught in the middle. So,
In 600 meters, at the roundabout, continue straight to stay on B466.
and I did a record called, you know, Bow Down with the West Side Connection, which we addressed a lot of the beef because we felt like most of the industry was in New York at the time. So we felt like if we didn't stand up for ourselves in some way, shape, or form, what we accomplished the last decade would be erased and eroded and dismissed and discredited. And we would be played out. You know what I mean? We wouldn't have longevity. So, you know, there was, you know, back and forths. But at the end of the day, you know, Tupac being killed, Biggie being killed, was just a wake-up call for the whole industry.
That's sad that that's how the wake-up call had to go.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember I was on news radio, on the set of news radio, when someone told me Tupac got killed. And I remember thinking, how is that possible? How is that?
Yeah. I just, you know, it was a new day. Like, it's like, are we in a new era where celebrity means nothing? You know, celebrity means nothing. Anybody can get it.
Yeah.
So it's damn near like we back where we started from, back in the hood, you know, trying not to get it. And here, you're a celebrity and you can still get it.
How dangerous did that feel to you back then?
You know, no more dangerous than it feels when any of people, you know, any person I know gets shot. You know, it feels like, you know, damn, you know, this never ends. I don't remember taking any more precaution than I usually would. But I knew people, you know, some dudes was getting bulletproof trucks and shit and bulletproof vans and all this stuff. I was like, nah, I ain't going to that extent.
It's just a crazy time in music history too, because, you know, there'd never been like rock bands that were feuding with each other to the point where you were worried about people getting murdered.
No, not that I know of. You know, rock bands do feud. They usually don't do diss records either.
Right.
You know, they just feud or...
In 300 meters, turn right onto the A6 slip road to Nuremberg.
have subliminal disses. It's never like...
The diss record thing was wild. That was really the first time artists ever went after each other like that.
Yeah. It's, but, you know, it's like...
Turn right onto the A6 slip road, then merge onto A6.
It's like battling. It's like, you know, it's part of the game. So it's welcomed in a way. You know, you spar, you practice, you know how to fight, and then somebody get in your face and challenge you. Like, okay, this is what we do. Let's rumble. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you grow up battling. You know, you got your raps, you say your cocky shit, you know what I mean? And somebody wanna, you know, put it on wax.
Continue on A6 for 17 kilometers.
And battle. Like, we can battle on wax any day. You know what I'm saying? So, let's go for it.
When did it feel like for you all that shit sort of like went away? Like the feud stuff, when did it seem like it was just back to just making music?
NWA. I go solo. I'm just trying to be the best rapper in the world. That's all I'm concerned about. And I meet this kid, John Singleton, who's an intern. I meet him at the Arsenio Hall show. He's an intern there. I'm there to talk to Arsenio to say, dude, you had 2 Live Crew on. Why don't you have NWA on? So, never had that conversation with Arsenio because John Singleton is talking my ear off. And he's like, I'm a junior in USC.
That's insane. That's incredible.
Yeah, me and DJ Pooh.
It's a funny fucking movie.
Yeah, it is. You know, me and DJ Pooh. He's one of those. He's like one of those undercover geniuses.
In 800 meters, at the 60 Kreuz Nürnberg OST junction, use the right 2 lanes to follow signs for A9 towards Berlin.
He's been involved in a lot of hip hop. I mean, he helped LL do Going Back to Cali. You know what I mean? Like, he been around forever.
At the 60 Kreuz Nürnberg OST junction, use the right 2 lanes to follow signs for A9 towards Berlin, then keep left at the fork. Keep left. Keep right at the fork. In 400 meters, keep left at the fork, follow signs for Berlin, A9.